All right, guys, today I'm going to go thrifting for plant accessories, pots, things like that. And I'm going to take you along with me. I'm going to try and show you the prices of everything if I remember to turn it around so that we can either talk about how good of a find it was or rage on the ridiculous thrift store prices. You never know which one it's going to be. So I try and show you the prices so you guys can decide for yourself. But we're going to go and we're going to see what they've got. I haven't been in a while. And, the big box stores lately have been so bad with plants. Like everything is half dead or it's almost completely empty because it feels like all the summer inventory for anything is gone, like swimsuits, clothing, plants. And I wanted to have some fun. So I thought, let's go to the thrift store instead because the big box stores have been kind of a disappointment lately. So we're going to do that. I'll show you everything. And then at the end, I'll show you what I actually took home with me. All right, let's go. Okay, so the first thing we need to do when we get in the store is we need to check the colored tags to see what is 50% off today. It also happened to be Senior Tuesday, and I didn't really account for that when I impulsively decided to go shopping for plant things today. So it was a lot busier than normal, and I didn't have my mom with me to piggyback off on her senior discount. But here we go. Okay, so the first thing I saw was this doggy planter from Lowe's, which I think was actually free from Lowe's, so it's a pass. And then I think this is maybe an orchid pot. It was actually really pretty, and I think that $10 is kind of a fair price, especially if you come back on a day where it's half off, it'd be $5. But I love this glaze and how it kind of drips down. I just don't have orchids, so I didn't have a need for it. Okay, and then I don't think this is actually a planter, but it was really cute, and I kind of forgot to go back for it. But it would be really good for propagations in perlite. And then this was actually cute, I thought. It was this sort of rattan wicker elephant planter. It didn't really have any markings on it from who made it. And let's see how much it is. It is $6.49. Not bad. Okay, and then I was gonna pick up this pot, but I went to move that and it was a lot heavier than I thought. So I was like, whoa. And then there was this planter with flowers painted on it. I don't know. Then there was this sort of oblong white planter. Oops, almost knocked that pear off. And that could be really cute with a Linearis cascading down over a shelf or something. $3.49. And then this was really cool. This was a vase, but I would use it as a propagation station because it's really heavy, and as the plant grew, it wouldn't, tip over and fall off the shelf. Okay, and then it never fails. There's always an assortment of, you can tell, like handmade pottery type items at the thrift. This was one of them. It was sort of uneven and lumpy, but I found it interesting, and I don't know what it was designed for. And then I thought this was going to be a planter, a fluted planter, but it wasn't. It was a fake candle. And there wasn't a price on it. So, because for a half a second, I thought that's actually kind of cool. But there wasn't a price on it anywhere. Okay, and this just blows my mind every time. This is a empty nursery pot for $1.29. Those are like pennies. And then they have these big ones, which look like they were from a nursery. If you didn't know this, you can go to the nursery and go behind the nursery or off to the side, and they have a section where you can just get those for free. It's sort of out of their trash bin. Okay, and then they had a bunch more of these. I guess, I don't know if people buy them. I guess if you don't have time to go to the nursery, convenience is a factor. I thought this was going to be a cool planter, but it was like glass. So I think it was an old candle, which can be repurposed. It's just that I thought it was like some sort of clay. And then there's this propagation station here. Well, it's a vase. I would use it for a propagation station. And it has this cute little like rainbow design. And $3.39, honestly, that's not a bad price in my mind. Okay, this was actually a nice, simple black pot for $4.49. Honestly, not bad, especially if you're, thrifting something and you get it on the 50% off day. It's good to reuse stuff. Okay, and then I love little tiny propagation jars like this because I give plants away in them, and so I constantly need more. But that one ended up having some icky stuff in it. I did like this one. I liked that it had some sort of like texture on the outside, and $2.49, not that bad either. It's like a little mini milk bottle. It was really cute. Then there was a watering globe, like so that you can stick it in your plant. I'm not sure if these actually work, but if you've been looking for one, this would be something you might have taken home. $4.49, not super sure about it, but and then a plant puzzle. Look at all these fun mushrooms and colors. 500 pieces. That's like a 1 day puzzle, right? And let's see how much it is. Upside down. $3.29. A respectable price for a puzzle. Hopefully all 500 pieces are in here, and I guess you would only know once you've completed the puzzle. And then my child picked this up and said we should get it for meat. And I said, actually, that is a moisture meter. Looks pretty old. I don't know if it works, so I didn't take that home. Okay, so that is the thrifting excursion for today. I did end up getting the little propagation vase thingy from the video. It was only $3.50 roughly. And it wasn't 50% off. That wasn't the color for today. And I probably could have tried and like come back Saturday, but what? To save $1.50 or a dollar, I would spend that much in gas. Plus, it's not that close to my house, so it would take, a good chunk of time to drive up there. But I'm really excited about this. Look how cute that is. And then one nice thing about this not being clear like the other one that I was going back and forth between is the roots hopefully won't get any algae in here because there won't be as much light coming in. And yeah, I'm really excited. So I might show you guys in the screen what I put in here if I can decide on something before I publish the video. Publish, publish. So if I do, I'll put that in there. But otherwise, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.